Greetings, Elder Blacklight. Coming up in my hood in the beginning of the 60s, I was beginning my teenage years in Detroit on the west side, Finkel, between Dexter and 12th, or now called Rosa Park, and Davidson and Puritan. The John C. Lodge Expressway wasn't built yet. I moved over there on Wildermere at the age of 10 in 1956. And we were sharp, we dressed sharp, gangster warriors with the finesse of a pimp and the knowledge of self. Because in those days, the Caucasians outnumbered us in that neighborhood. And the Jews and the Italians ran that joint over there. There was 2 Catholic schools, St. Francis on Linwood and Finkel, St. Gregory on Dexter. And on further down Dexter, across Davidson, you had synagogues. In that neighborhood, the ruling class were the Jews and the Italians. And we got hip to the Jews and the Italians because we had to do battle with them. They were racist, white supremacists, and the factories made it possible for the brothers to become middle class like, because the mother and the father worked. We had a few brothers that didn't have a mother or a father in the household, but most of all it was 2 people that worked, your mother and father, and the kids and the children worked. And we had moved on the east side first. When you're coming from down south, you move on the east side because it was the cheapest. And then you make a little change and you move on the west side. And we wore suits. We like to wear suits. Mohair suits, skin suits, silk suits. Because not only did they work out at the plants like Chrysler, Fords, and GM, they hustle in the streets, after hour joints, all over the place, getting that factory money, pimping. You found a lot of dudes that worked out at Chrysler, pimped. A lot of them was pimping. A lot of them was gangsters. A lot of them was later on became dope dealers. They didn't have to go nowhere but right out of Chrysler to sell their dope. They didn't have to stand on no corners or even have it in their crib. Just take, be out work, take it with you out at Chrysler, or either have someone at lunchtime, bring a load out to you. But this was after '67 when they started pushing dope. Before, there wasn't nothing but pimping, after hour joints, and shoplifting, other forms of stealing. Because the Jews had 12th Street. That was the garment district for us. And 12th, a lot of retail, clothing retail shops over there, and all the pimps, the players and the hoes would turn tricks with the Jews. That's what really led up to the riots, because the brothers started pimping Jew hoes, and the sisters started tricking with Jew clients, doing the Murphy, what Snoop calls the trap, the mouse trap. He used to call it Murphy, back in the day. The Murphy hustle, where the hoe would lure the trick in the room. She wouldn't turn no tricks with him. She would just rob him. And I think, the Jews would bring their sons for bar mitzvah. To be a man, they would get turn tricks with these hoes. So we started, not fearing the police, taking over the hood, running the cockazoid out the hood. He tried his little Ku Klux Klan move on it, but it wasn't working. This is what led up to the riots, because the police, they was trying to gain some authority over us, and they started killing up the hoes. At least one hoe was very dear to a powerful black gangster who ran the after hour joint. And that's what really, when they said a blind pig, that was some of the activities that led up to the riots. And we was shooting the police and the firemen. We wouldn't let the firemen put out the fire. Every time they climb up on the ladder, they get popped or get popped at. Police, they wouldn't come and guard. They call themselves guarding the firemen as they tried to put the fire out, they get shot at. So they had to call in the National Guard. And that's when we seen tanks on the freeway. After we ran the Caucasians out the city into the suburbs, they call themselves being slick, gonna get Coleman Young, thinking he was an Uncle Tom. Yeah. Coleman Young wasn't no Uncle Tom. He disbanded of an all-white police force and made it half and half. And it's been close to that ever since Mayor Young left office. But the thing is, Uncle Tom Boulay type black people came in and started stealing so bad it left a debt to the state. Yeah, niggas was in the school system. Niggas was running the school system. But they was stealing heavily. Stealing computers, stealing toilet paper, anything that they could steal, they was stealing. And in other areas, anything they could steal, they could steal. And so they left a deficit, a debt to the state. State came in, did their thing, gentrification and predatory home lending. State took over Belle Isle, started taking over parts of Detroit, and that's where we at now. Just thought I'd give you how we roll up here in the D. We ain't, the brothers that came up with me, most of them gone or doing life in the joint. But we never was scared of the Caucasoid. But now it's a different story. Black light.